Welcome to Weekend Night Live, hosted by Samuel Jacobs Abbey, where we play music, talk shows, and interviews on Be Inspired Podcast Network. Stay tuned and keep your dial on www.beinspiredpodcast.com. Don't forget to stay connected, be inspired, be unique, and be different.
Hello, my name is Quan Green, and I would love to share some products that I found that are very beneficial to not only my body, but I'm sure that they would really help your body. I found out that a lot of us are impacted and we need to be detoxed, and I found some wonderful products that will safely detox you and help you to eliminate the waste and feel good about yourself. We also have products that will help grow your hair and give your skin more vibrant radiance and suppleness and help with wrinkles. I also have products that will help with joint pain as well as help you to lose weight. These products are all natural, therefore you don't have to worry about putting something in your body that's going to add problems to the problems that you may already be facing. So if you're interested, please give me a call at 706-426-1471, or you can email me at preciousjewel492@gmail.com. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Wamaya, Wamaya, don't you? 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 Wamaya, Wamaya, don't you?
Okay. Hi, my name is Samuel Jacob Sabi, and I'm the host of Be Inspired with the Weekend Night Live with Samuel Jacob Sabi on Be Inspired Podcast Network. I just want to invite you and your family to tune in every Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time and also at 7 p.m. GMT for those across the Atlantic Ocean to tune in to listen to inspiring voices, to listen to our interviews, individuals who have excelled in different forms of life. We bring them so they will be able to share their stories, and we know that their stories will have an effect on you. On Being Inspired Podcast Network, our mission and our goal is to empower people from around the world who have attained a certain height and sharing their stories to make a social change implication. Social change is very important, and it is important that individuals, families, society, and leadership spend time to acquire knowledge and skills to help formulate policies and ideas to help shape their communities. That is the more reason why I want to invite you again to tune in every Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time and also at 7:30 GMT on Be Inspired Podcast Network. You can catch us up on www.beinspiredpodcast.network, or you can also join us on our Facebook at Be Inspired Podcast Network, and we can have fun. Once again, tune in and have fun. God bless you. Be Inspired Podcast Network. My name is Samuel Jacob Sabi, and I am very excited to welcome all of you from around the world to join our conversation today. As usual, you will know that here at Be Inspired, our primary focus is to bring positive social change to our listeners from around the world. And we do so by engaging individuals who have excelled in their field of endeavor. And we also ensure that
The conversation is tailored towards bringing empowerment to our community. Today is no exception. Today we are going to discuss empowering girls, empowering girls' future through education. And this is a very important topic because the empowerment of girls, it's usually said that when you educate a man, educated one person. But if you educate a woman, you have educated a nation. And so, for that purpose, we thought that the subject on girl child empowerment, it's very, very important for our discussion. And we are so privileged that today our conversation, we have one who has worked uh, tirelessly for many years in the area of education and empowerment and advocacy and all that. It's in the person of my good friend Rufus J. KWENAH, who is the grant manager for Liberians encouraging students in science and technology, LESSAT for short. Now, Rufus has been an active advocate of science and math, particularly among young women, and he's a devout Christian educator who has spent many, many years of his life empowering people, not only in the Morovia, Liberia, but also in Ghana, as well as where he presently resides in Iowa. And so, without wasting much of your time, I know you are all excited and you are ready for our show. So please, let's welcome to the studios of Be Inspired Radio my very long friend and a friend that I haven't seen for many years. Today, by the special grace of God, we have an opportunity to talk. So, Rufus, welcome to Be Inspired.
Thank you very much, Sammy. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you for welcoming me
Great.
into this great platform.
Great. Thank you so much for availing yourself. So I know I introduced you a bit. We have a tradition here where we usually will allow people to introduce themselves. So why don't you take a minute or two to introduce yourself to the over 19,723 people who are listening to you, so it becomes official, so they know who they are talking to.
Thank you very much. My name is Rufus J. KWENAH. Currently serve as a grant manager for the Liberians, encouraging students in science and technology. We are based in Liberia, Monrovia, Liberia. Um, but currently, I reside in the United States of America in Des Moines, Iowa. Um, I'm married. I have 5 kids. Um, I lived some years, about 8 years that I spent in Ghana. That's one of the best country in West Africa that I serve also in advocating for education in order to be able to educate the youth, especially women as a whole. So briefly, I just want to say I'm happy, Sammy, that I can be live here to talk briefly about educating our young girls, not just in Liberia, but Africa as a whole. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for the opportunity to discuss this important issue with us. So we are looking at educating girls through girls' future through education. Now, from your perspective, what data do we have there? What is the statistics when it comes to uh, girl education and what has there been the obstacles and the challenges that women face? Why is it even an issue for us to discuss, if I may put it that way?
Sammy, thank you very much. Um, when it comes to Liberia, I've been doing some research. We have an unfulfilled promise for the majority of poorest families in Liberia. Around 500,000 girls in Liberia, according to the World Bank Group, are still out of school. Uh, For them, equality remains elusive, and that is a fact. Liberia is no different to the rest of the world. Uh, as I speak to you, according to the United Nations, the number of out of school girls at the primary level right now is around 60%. And they usually have and overcome multiple hurdles to access the same, learning opportunities as boys. Of course, that should be a kind of equal opportunity for girls as well as that of boys. So around the 16 million girls worldwide sit between 6 to 11, ages of between 6 to 11. Some we might say, according to UN, they have never entered a school as a student. So the Liberians encouraging students in science and technology, coming down to the STEM, trying to promote the STEM uh, skills for the girls of the United Nations. The new campaign, which is focused on science, technology, and engineering and math, which is STEM, uh, we have a tradition that is gender that has carried, around gender equality, which is something like trying to equalize a gender-based education process. And so this campaign, Lisa has decided to foster it, especially in Liberia, in promoting STEM. That will be part of the fulfillment of the United Nations campaign goal. So this campaign has highlighted, which of course you might be aware, most of my colleagues who are listening right now would might be informed about that. The campaign highlights young girls in the underprivileged communities or countries, pursuing their dreams of becoming doctors, engineers, mathematicians, technicians, to serve against this odds. 9 in 10 children in Liberia, as I speak to you, are not learning the most basic reading and math skills as I speak to you. So if you are a girl in Liberia, the situation is especially bad around the country. The stars of the new campaign that we're trying to launch, I'm talking about Lisa, that's the organization which I serve as brand manager. To the school going age, a great teacher and a chance to learn. Lisa believes that the girls can defy expectations and challenges or stereotypes, and especially in the area of poverty. And these challenges we have, we've been encouraging them to, to stand as a single person, to be educated, to be able to challenge a boy child, you know, to know more about not just being a politician, not just being maybe a teacher in the classroom, but they can be a scientist. They can be, an engineer, a medical doctor. So those are some of the things. Basically, we've been trying to discuss and then educating and encouraging them to be part of.
That's great. But you did mention some staggering data, and you also make reference to the challenges that probably may have gone wrong for a lot of young women from around the world who don't have the same equal access to education. Now, the question I will ask you, using Liberia as a case study, now, what do you think is the fundamental problem? Why wouldn't I mean, if what you're saying is something to go by, I'm sure the leadership knows exactly, the leadership of the country knows exactly the expectation and the benefit of empowering young girls. So why has it become a problem that those in government and leadership wouldn't give it that needed attention?
Thank you very much, Sammy. You see, since 1990 up to 2003, we having to encounter a civil crisis in our country. and most of our manpower, most of the manpower we had in terms of those who were involved with the science, math, and technology, the sciences or the engineers got killed during the war. So some might be living right now, but at this era due to illnesses. But the main reason, you know, government, companies, and other institutions like the Ministry of Health, Agriculture, etc., are always, trying to hire experts from out of the country. Why? It's because we do not have these people. We have lost these people. I'm talking about these experts. We have lost them, and so we have decided, bringing up new breed, bringing up kids, and in doing that, we should be able to encourage them because it might serve like a nightmare. You can be. I serve as a teacher. I taught and also serve as vice principal, principal in most of the school, few of the schools in my country, as well as in Ghana. So comparing those areas, you always find out that most people, in fact, our program has where we also counsel people when girls, especially when they are about to come out of high school, trying to ask them what will be the next career, what will be their career. And you find out that most of it, about 90%, 95% would tell you will find that in the arts area, not the sciences. So we then design strategy where we will be able to, encourage them to go into the sciences, not just, and there's a reason. Some always feel that they can't just make it, they can't just, make it through with the sciences. So, and we break that barrier. We try to make that nightmare not to exist by encouraging and telling them the importance of, going to the sciences. And as I speak to you, we have up to those that we've been educating about the science courses. We have up to 90% of them, waiting right now to go into that, becoming scientists, becoming engineers, and what have you. I mean, this is something that we've been doing over and over. So the war was one of the causes. We also have people who die by themselves. Some of them travel out of the country and did not return. Some of them are ill. Yes, we have engineers. We have engineers, uh, and that would be those are few of just the causes that you know that I can highlight.
But then somebody will also argue that the aftermath of the war, yes, one will agree may have had an impact on the life of the people, but that's a long time ago. I mean, the war in Liberia ended almost 20, maybe close to 20 years now. And so then the question will be, why do we want to lean on that as an excuse for not empowering people? Because that is where the challenge is. Because uh, now the apart from the war, at least Liberia have gone through a lot of transitioning period. You've had one full term of presidency, finish your tenure, another person takes over. So why is it difficult for the those who are going be given political or leadership not to realize the magnitude of this problem?
Thank you, Sammy. This is something that we're trying to do. Uh, we I like I would agree with you. My only problem, I can say that our government has not been putting in much time. The government is not doing much in order to educate people or to be able to mainstream the area of the science, especially the education system in our country. It's seriously broken. Our past immediate president said that before that the education system was broken and but then the thing is, what is government doing in order to upgrade the system? So As a result, most people, kids who go to school, people who go to school, guys who go to school, universities will always pick up. I mean, you see most of them in administration, most of them in political science, and they never, just few of those people will always go in the engineer. So because government is not doing much in order to develop the area of those areas. As a result, uh, students will not be able to be they won't be able to be supported. Okay, yeah. So it's very important. So the government must be able. The government must come in to educate people and also bring in material resources in encouraging these students as well as people who might have a different thinking about it in order to erase that notion that the sciences can only be for boys or for people who are of special class. No. So Lisa has come in to break that barrier. That's what Lisa is doing right now. We have community meeting. We've been not just in Maserati, we go in Magiri, Bon County, Nimba, in those areas to educate people. And we have been doing a lot of guys have been moving from place to place. We right now partnering with Shiken. Shiken is an American group that has a program of sending people to university, especially female students only, for to get scholarship to travel abroad to study in various leadership programs.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I get that. I get that. But then why do we want to lean on government to do that? Why wouldn't that be a passion? Because the learning of the sciences and the maths, technology, it's all about passion. Now, when you say that the government haven't done much, are we inferring that it is the sole responsibility of government to set up set opportunities. What about the role of the civil society institutions like LESSA, LESSAT? What about civil society organizations and even the United Nations that has pumped a lot of money into that region? Why wouldn't they identify this as a social problem and to encourage people and to get them into the field of sciences? Because uh, I mean, if we want to wait for government to get this done, you and I know absolutely nothing is going to happen. So why would we have to wait for government to get into that area?
Okay. Go- Thank you very much. When it comes to the civil society, yeah, the civil society can get involved. The reason why I keep saying the government is that there's no funding that goes through a country or in my country without going through the government. Even the United Nations, whenever they are to implement any project, it must go through government. There's a procedure that it goes through. So if it goes, if those uh, projects that they have, especially when it comes to education, there have been a lot of money being pumped in by the United Nations and other international organizations. And what has been done? Uh, that's my point. So government must be involved. Government should design programs, and I mean various programs to be implemented, and then they should not just sit, but they should be able to enforce the implementation, not just to look at it and then say it, but they should be able to follow it up and see to it that this takes place. Okay, so that's my point.
Got you, got you,
Okay,
got you. So, so now
right.
let's move the conversation forward into other areas. Now, do you consider culture to also play a role in this deficiency of women or young girls being empowered into the reading of the sciences and the math? I'm saying this because, in particular in Africa, it is generally known, not only in Africa but across the world, generally known that there are some subjects or some classes that are reserved mainly for men, and a handful of
Yeah.
women gets involved in it. Now, do you think this is led? it's contributed due to the socio-cultural perspective of our people?
Yeah, that could be one of the factors responsible for that. Like I just started when I was doing my introduction. I said there have been some issues of our education system in terms of culture. Cultural barriers have been one of the causes because, like you rightly said, in school in my country, in Liberia, not just Liberia, in other part of the world, you see that girls will be they will be able to do certain subjects, and then boys will be able to do certain subjects. We are saying no. We have gender equality, and what a boy can do, a girl can do such. So when it comes to the sciences, girls should be, like you rightly said, if you educate a boy or a male, you have educated an individual. And if you educate a girl or a female, you have educated a nation. So if a girl is to be an engineer, trust me, that girl is going to explore in various ways. And I mean, not only that a boy should be an engineer or they should do science or they should be a technician, but girls can do that. Now, I tell you what, the founder and the founder and the CEO for this organization is a female. That's a girl, Doris Myers. Doris Myers is currently doing engineering right now. As I speak to you, she will be traveling to Kenya, where she'll also be doing some engineering courses at the university. So she's been really on her feet doing all of these things to encourage girls, saying the importance of female being involved into the sciences. So it is not only that boys should do certain courses. Yeah, that could be that's one of the problems of our society. So it's causing serious problem, and we're trying to break that barrier.
Got you. Now, so there are questions coming in from, and a lot of Liberians who are listening to you. So there's sort of questions coming in, and this question is coming from Sekou, and the Sekou said, "Hey, thank you so much for your show, and thank Rufus for sharing some perspective with us." But let me ask him now, on his own part, uh, what has he done towards influencing policymakers on the ground? I know he is in the United States now. He may have contributed his quota when he was back in Liberia, but now that he's in the United States, what role does he have in influencing policymakers to pay attention to the subject?
Thank you, Sylvia. Siku, you said Siku, right?
That's right.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Siku, for that question. We have an. If you want me to tell you, um, I will come to that. But in terms of the organization, we have been doing a lot to help people. We have had programs uh, in order to encourage people, especially policymakers. We have engaged in government, the Liberian government, in terms of that. Not only that, I'm also a member of some other organization in the U.S. and we've been doing uh, a lot great by sending supplies in uh, various areas in terms of education. I've also been like Shiken was also one of those things that I do most of the connection and then just to go and help our people. So when it comes to that, we we have had a lot of time, or we have had several things that we can do. We've been doing to help our Liberian brothers and sisters, especially the female. Our area is just focusing on female students, encouraging them.
Got you. Great. Thanks, Seku, for that question. The other question is coming from Bangura in Sierra Leone. And Bangura said, well, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, we are all the same. Um, yes, we've have our own challenges, and so we should not spend time talking about our challenges. Let's look at how we can move forward to empowering young people, especially young women, to take up the sciences. My question to Mr. Rufus is that can he suggest three immediate steps that he would recommend if he had met the president of Liberia on one that he would suggest to the president in order to change the current situation of women or young girls not empowering through the sciences?
Um, Thank you very much, Mr. Bangura. If I am to meet with the President of the Republic of Liberia or another person, the three suggestions: one, in order to, I was talking about upgrading the education system, and that has been one of my goals. One, we need to have more Liberian training in the area of the sciences. That is the focus, or the focal point should be in the sciences. That's number one. That we will be able to recruit and then have a local training. Yes, there might be something where you will bring people, experts from out of country, but there should be people within the country. We have, of course, I just said we still have some engineers, Liberian engineers. So we should be able to train people in the sciences. That's one. That two, government should have a special budget in order to support the area of the sciences, encouraging students in that area. I'm not, yes, the Ministry of Education should have some budget for education, but I'm saying a particular um, budget for female students. I'm narrowing it to female students. So there should be a special budget for that, encouraging them because we're trying, like, that's what we do right now. So we're trying to encourage them. So there should be a budget for that in order to encourage our female students in that area. The third one would be that they should have a decentralized system. They have always said that the systems are decentralized, and I haven't seen that. So there should be a decentralized system, and that should come from everywhere. One, it should not just be in terms of you see, one of the obstacles have been teachers in the rural areas would have to come to the city, the capital city of those areas in order to receive pay. And sometimes it takes like a week or 2 to 3 days. The teacher is out of class to come and receive pay. Yes, I was working in Liberia in the school system. I said, so coming to Monrovia to receive your pay from out of, I mean, another county will be a problem. So it's taking like a week to come and get your pay. And what becomes of the week, the 1 week that we have there? So another thing could be that everything should be done in that county. If it is Bond County or Nima County, everything that happens in Maserati should happen in those counties. So that's going to be my third recommendation. Thank you very much, Mr. Bangura.
Great. So now let's go to Australia, and I have Robert in Australia, and Robert said, well, the subject of sciences and math has always been a challenging issue for women, not only in Africa but around the world, even here in Australia. Uh, with with all the effort, we still have some deficiencies in that area. So that is expected. Uh, Tell me a little about your organization, LESSAT, and what challenges have you guys been facing in ensuring that you achieved your mission?
Thank you very much, Robert. We have serious challenges. Um, One of the challenges we have been receiving funding. People, helping to achieve our goal. We have a lot of people effort now and then. I mean, we have the momentum has been very great, but we do not have the the funding. So that have been very, very critical in terms of supporting our girls. So why we encourage them? You can encourage a child to go to school to do certain things, and then you can 100% support them. So that's one of our challenges. We have reached up to 300 people yearly, annually, in terms of trying to encourage uh, our girls. So about 300 people yearly we have reached, and roughly about 200 high school students. And we were able to reach about 50 teachers and 50 college students. About 73% of high school students were reported knowing what STEM stands for, as compared to only 32% on the survey. So those people that we've been encouraging, educating them, it has been sounding to them like something new. So we need to first of all educate them about what STEM is, and then what will be the outcome if they go into these areas. So out of the 96%, about 96% high school students have expressed interest, great interest, to pursue the STEM careers after graduation. In fact, some of them are in the high school. So we have had serious challenges, very very serious. So in terms of funding, so that's one of the, and then we can receive donation. You can donate whatever you have. It can be your money. You can donate materials uh, that we can give those students in order to encourage them while they are in school. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And this is coming from the United States in Springfield, Ohio. And it's coming from Kofi. And Kofi says that thank you for this discussion. Uh, it's always important to pay attention to the details and to empower women. I am an advocate and a strong supporter of women empowerment. And so I ensure that I stayed up to listen to this show. Now, a couple of things I want to mention here quickly. The first question I want to ask Mr. Rufus is that how do we ensure that people are self motivated for the subject? And the follow up question will be if they are motivated, self motivated, how would they get the needed funding to support themselves to go through the program?
Well, thank you, Kofi. Like I rightly said, out of the uh, about 96% high school students who have expressed interest in pursuing the STEM careers, we have about 88% of college students who are internally motivated themselves. They have been motivated themselves to continue their studies in the STEM area. So we have people who are self motivated. That's part of our program. While we encourage them, we tell them we also give them the challenges involved. We do not just encourage them, and then so we give them the challenges involved. And out of these teams, they go and then sit and digest to know whether they're going to make it. And about 88%, like I said, of college students have agreed to continue, into the STEM area to pursue this particular career. And a lot of them have been doing great. So we managed to go and then talk. We've been talking to a lot of organizations and people. Yes, people have found a reason and to come in, to assist us. So we have chicken right now. They are in, like, they just left yesterday. They are in Liberia right now, trying to conduct a survey in helping those students. But not they just need. They're going to be helping just few of the students. We're talking about million plus students, and we should be able to educate them about the importance of that. So we have great number of them who are self motivated if it comes to that. And their next question was what? What can we do?
Next question is that how can they generate the needed funding to support themselves?
Okay, yes, the need of funding is that we trying to help them, and we have been uh, putting them in various schools, advocating for them, and then trying to get scholarship. Thank God that the president just gave us another back on in making universities uh, free education. So that's another step up for us. So we're going to be carrying most of them in that. But then our education in terms of helping them to know the importance of the sciences does not just start at the university level. We begin at the secondary level to educate them in the junior secondary as far as primary level, educating them from that level so that when they should have reached that level, that far, they already know the importance. So we do not just so. But right now, due to uh, 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 our problems, we just started doing that. We started this since 2013, and we've been doing it. So it kind of, set up a page for us from what the president said. The president's promise of making the university free, that has been a very welcoming news for us. We are working on seeing how, because most of the problems have been, like somebody rightly said, when you talk to them, say, how do I want to do this, but how can I do it? So then we try to seek for scholarship funding in order to be able to buttress what they have agreed to do. Thank you.
All right, great. Now, so you talk about the fact that the president has, I mean, declared university education for free. What does that mean? Because I mean, most public universities are free all over the world. So, what's different with that?
The difference is to me, university students have been paying fees in my country. We have people who they have had the junior primary compulsory free primary education, junior high, and then senior high. I think they have been doing registration. At university, you have been able to pay school fees. You'll be able to pay per credit. But then the president just announced as part of his campaign message, he just announced that university in the Republic of Liberia uh, will be 100% free. So that's just what it means. So there have been uh, fees that students have paid, university students have been paying, and now it's totally free.
Got you. All right, great. So, we are still getting closer to the wrap up session, but so the couple of things that has also coming. Let me go to this question coming from Conakry in Guinea, Conakry, and this is coming from Abdul. And Abdul said, "Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. My question to you will be, sir, how do you ensure that the those with less privilege get the same opportunities as those who are wealthy and can afford? Does your organization, it went for that to say that does your organization in any way help bridge that gap?"
If I can understand your question, we do not have a special people that we cater to. No, we go down to the least. In fact, our program is designed such that it is meant for the less fortunate. So people of such, we most of our those people who are benefiting from our programs are the less fortunate. So we do an interview, and then we get to know that yes, you indeed need the support. And then looking at studying science, no hungry person can do study science. So we have this aspect of where we do and conduct an interview, and after that we get to know that you need to be. part of the program. So why it's true that we encourage everybody, but we always want to prioritize number one the needy, those who are in need. So we first they prioritize that before getting to get others who need to be part of the program. So yes, indeed, we go down by getting everybody involved, especially those who are in need.
Got you, got you. All right, so Memuna too from Senegal, and she said, "Hi, thank you for the subject on women empowerment." Uh, Now, my question to you is that women have always been reduced to being in the kitchen or being the one to serve their husband's food or stay at home and watch children for men to do the hard work. Whilst this is true, I think that this needs to change. Uh, I tune in a bit late. Maybe you have spoken about it, but the question I have is that um, what role does the society play in all this situation, particularly our churches? Since now everywhere you pass in Africa, we have more churches than schools. What is going on?
Well, that's a question that I think the churches should be involved also. We have more churches who have started building schools nowadays in Africa. A church, most of the churches have built schools to be attached. So as part of income generation in areas. So churches have played a major role. I don't want us to underestimate that. Churches will also have their schools built. The only thing that I see, because most of these schools we deal with are also schools, private schools that are built by churches. So we also educate them about this. I'm saying this is a global core. It's not just limited to Michael, but we started it there. I know it's something that we have, uh, especially in Africa. So the churches play a major role by building schools, one, and then teachers that they train. That's also another way of contributing. They have teachers that they train, they hire, and then pay them. Yes, they are paying, doing great job by that. So the churches are very involved. Individuals, we could be also involved as individuals. Now, when, as like somebody said from Senegal, you stay home. From study, the ladies or the women have greater impact on the kids at home because they spend more time with the kids at home than the dad. So the mother home should be able to start talking to the child about science. They should start telling the child about their role in society. So this is why we have gender equality. So don't just limit them by saying, "Hey, you just here you have." When you grow up as a because like my mother used to do, to put the girls and tell them, "Hey, when you as a mother, you will be able to take care of your husband, take care of the kids." Why is true, but then the father should be able to take care of the kids too. So if the father is out there, the mother should be doing something. When the father is home, the mother should be out there doing something. So yes, coming to the issue of the churches have been involved greatly with that. I mean, the churches have been doing well. And individuals, as individuals, we should be able to encourage our female also. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rufus, for these details, responses to the questions that are coming from all over the world. Another question is coming from Ghana, and this is coming from Mami. And Mami said to you that, well, Ghana government is doing extremely well in encouraging women. Until recently, we've also found the same thing in Rwanda, uh, and also in Ethiopia, where for the first time Ethiopians have elected a woman as their president. even though it's a ceremonial title, it's still a woman, and 50% of the government of Prime Minister Abiy cabinet are women. It's a sign of ensuring that women become empowered and encouraged. Now, talking about Liberia, uh, what do you have an idea the percentage of women who has been empowered or encouraged to join President Uyeh's cabinet?
Um, yes, for that, that's another great idea. I think when it comes to that, Liberia has uh, a great impact on that. We produce a female president, and not only that, we have had a lot of female who are very involved in the politics because those days we it was just male who were involved in politics. So we that's part of our role also to encourage. We're talking about a female going into playing a leadership role in society. So yeah, I might not know the percentage right now. I'm not too sure, but we have as compared to those days, we have greater number of female involved in the politics right now, and then leadership playing leadership role. Yeah.
Got you. All right. So now, now let's take a moment to talk about LESSAT again. Uh, why don't you take a moment again, Rufus, uh, to share with us some of the remarkable achievements that you and your organization have achieved. It's always good to talk about the success story, and then we also give you an opportunity to speak to our audience and see which area of support they can provide you.
All right. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity, Sammy. Like I just want to briefly inform the audience right now that Lisa, that's a Liberians encouraging students in science and technology, started 2013 through a young lady known as Doris D. Myers. Doris Myers is the CEO and the founder of this great organization. Um, since the establishment of this organization, um, we have been doing a lot more that I just touched some of those, such as encouraging students, especially female students, to engage themselves into the sciences. Uh, that is, we should be able to tell them the importance of these areas, not just to do business, not just to go to school and then do politics. Why it's true that they have to do politics? Because we found out that more people are going into politics because somebody said what's going on in government around the world. So most people will always want to go and be senators, representatives, or to go into as president. So we are saying yes. Why it's true that that is good. We also want you to be somebody who will be an employer, not to be an employee. So don't just always be an employee, you can be an employer. And if you do that, how do you do it? If you become a scientist right now, you make money more than being a politician. If you are, you become somebody who is a technician, an engineer, a doctor, medical doctor. You can be somebody who can employ thousands of people, hundreds of people, and you make a lot of money. So we've been having a series of workshops, training for young girls around Monserrato, that's Monrovia, Cacata, Margibi County, and even Bon County, uh, educating them about the importance of going into these areas. We just had another one where we were able to award, teachers into the sciences. Just to encourage them, we had that. We just did that sometime in September. So we were able to award those teachers, encouraging them because we have most of them. Also, we have teachers, yes, who teach mathematics, teachers who teach computer science, and teachers who teach auto um, auto engineering and the various engineering courses in various universities and polytechnics. So we were able to identify some of those, not all. Like I said, we have our own shortcomings, which I'll be coming to later. So we were able to do that by encouraging those teachers not to feel discouraged because what the pay they receive is something just little or nothing, and that cannot serve them in order to be able to even support their home. So we are there to encourage them, not just paying attention to students. If we just pay attention to students, encouraging them, and the teachers are not encouraged to, I don't think we're going to be achieving our goal. So those are just few of, and we also have been able to give scholarship to students into the sciences. Again, I got to speak to you. A team just left the U.S. They are arriving. They will be arriving tonight in Liberia to conduct an interview. And those students who will be qualified will be traveling to the U.S. Um, to attend universities and colleges, of course. So those are just few of some of the things that we have been involved with trying to help. But then the challenges that we have, one, we while we go around trying to, seek for funding, we sometimes meet up with people who are, you know, organization who will not be able to help. And we've been thinking about trying to ask individuals. We have, yeah, a lot of individuals have been helping us. In the U.S., we have individuals, organization. We have people who are left travel from here to go to Liberia to see the program how it run, and then they are back. We have people helping us individually. Shiken is the only organization that was able to come in to partner with us, and today they are in Liberia to conduct an interview. So we have challenges. Funding is number one. We do not have that funding to increase the number of students that we need to encourage what we've been for every time we go and talk to people to have training, we have a lot of people, declaring their intention, a lot of people getting involved, interested into, doing these things. But then the next thing can be that the question has been coming, what do we do? How can I go? Who's going to support me? Because in universities, in my country where people go to do science, uh, it's very, very expensive. And again, let me just correct this, Sammy. The president pronouncement has to do with government institution, not private institution. No, that has to do with government institution. So, but then our only institution of higher learning, that's the University of Liberia. Most of the training area that we want to send students, we cannot, find those things within the University of Liberia. So we have just um, the just few of them that we have been supporting, and then we've been doing our best to talk to organizations. Um, those of you who are listening, we need your support. You can decide to support a girl just in school. Just say yes, I'm going to support her. Just and you should be in there. You can come out and see if you even want a report. We can give that report. Be able to support a girl. Our program is just directed toward female. We're trying to encourage students as a whole, but we also want to talk mostly or support mostly female students. Thank you very much. If there's any other questions, I can answer that. Sammy, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Good,
I can
good,
hear you
good,
now.
good, good. Yep. So, the details that you shared, and I'm sure all my listeners have heard you, and they will definitely be in a position to partner with you and see which area of collaboration to help support war women, not only in the Republic of Liberia, but in the West Africa region and across the world. It's indeed a pleasure.
Exactly.
It's indeed a pleasure to talk to you today. I'm very grateful that you spent some time with us. I know you are a very busy person down in Iowa. Enjoy yourself as you guys get ready for the election coming this Tuesday. But
Sure.
before you go, again, I'll give you an opportunity for your last statement and your last recommendations to my audience before you leave.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I mean, I just want to thank those um, listening to this broadcast, about 19,722 listeners right now. I just want to say thank you for um, listening to this, and especially those people who contributed by asking me questions. I appreciate you so much. I want to thank those of our African brothers and sisters, and even those who are listening around the world, even in the United States, that are still right now. I want to say thank you. Uh, just my departing comment will be that we all can work together to make an impact, especially like somebody said, when it comes to the girl child, we should not relent in educating a girl child. Let us be able to educate a girl child, because in educating a girl, you are educating a nation. So you can help us if you just, I can give you my, our email is LESSAT, the number 4, YOU at gmail.com. Lisa for you at gmail.com. You can email us if you want us, you want to be a help in any way. We will appreciate that. Like Sammy said, we are not just talking about Liberia, but we are talking about the world at large, especially Africa. We have to stand up. We have to stand up to be able to empower our girls and our young people. Let us try to educate them. Let us try to encourage them to do better things for the world. Let us try to encourage them to be responsible citizens. And then in that, the world will be a better place. Thank you very much, Sammy. It's a pleasure to be here. You can invite me anytime. I'll be able to share my thoughts or whatever I have to do. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Rufus. Thank you, folks, for listening, and thank you for being part of the show today. I wish all of you the best of luck. Enjoy the rest of your weekend with your families, and we will catch up with you next week. God bless you, and have a blessed afternoon and evening wherever you find yourself.
Welcome to Weekend Night Live, hosted by Samuel Jacobs Abbey, where we play music, talk shows, and interviews on Be Inspired Podcast Network. Stay tuned and keep your dial on www.beinspiredpodcast.com. Don't forget to stay connected, be inspired, be unique, and be different.